Proverbs 14 verse 23, and it says, in all labor there is profit, but the talk of the lips only leads to poverty. So child of God, God is letting you know, like, it's time for you to get to work. It is time for you to get moving. All this talking, prophetic declaration with no action, you're only deceiving yourself when you do that. You decree and you go to work. Faith and work, they work together. All right? If you're just talking about ideas, you're talking to God, you're talking to your friends about ideas, but you're not taking action, God is letting you know you will come to poverty. It is only when we take action and work, it's only with faith and action that we get to see the manifestation of the promises of God. It doesn't happen without our work ethic. So God is calling your attention that the work is hard. Many of you, God may have given you a lot of assignment, or the assignment may require a lot of your time. The Lord is saying He knows it's hard, but you have the grace. So remember that. The next thing the Lord said is, if you avoid the work, you will never see the promise, but instead poverty, unfulfillment, frustration is what you will receive. So the Lord is letting you know, child of God, you avoid what He's calling you to do because it's too hard, because you don't want to labor in your vineyard. He's letting you know it's just poverty, unfulfillment, and it's poverty, unfulfillment, and frustration. And this is why, again, many people are frustrated in life. There are some people that do know what God called them to do. But see, when God called you to do certain things, assignment, it requires divine alignment. And oftentimes we don't want to align completely with God, but we want the blessings of God. That's not how it goes in kingdom. It does not work like that. God will want your full commitment and devotion when He called you to something. When He said, hey, I want you to walk in purpose, I want you to work on this vision, He's going to start asking you to change so many things about yourself, your life, okay? And many people are not willing to do that. So the work is not always the task. The assignment is also the reinvention. It's the reinvention. And that's why the Lord said, in every hard work there is profit, reinvention. You got to reinvent yourself. That's work too. All right. So we're going to look at a few scripture the Lord gave concerning that second part, which is Proverbs chapter 20, verse 13, Proverbs 6, 9 to 11, and then Proverbs 13, 14. So let's go to the good old book of Proverbs. Let's see. Proverbs 13, it says, love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thou eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. I like that bread. So God is telling you, listen, do not love sleep. If you love sleep, the end result is poverty. Okay? Sleep is good, but excessive sleep, just like we overindulge with food, that leads to poverty. So Proverbs 6, 9, 11, it says, how long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travel, and thy wants as an armed man. Okay? So God is letting you know again, sleep is not, if you are the type of person where you're constantly sleeping when you should be working, the Lord is saying it's time for you to get out of that laziness. That's pretty much what it is. So the last scripture that we will be looking at is Proverbs chapter 13, verse 4. And it says, the soul of the sluggard desire and have nothing, but the soul of the diligent is made fat. All right, child of God. So you have to understand, God is saying it is time. If you know you're constantly sleeping when you should be working, the Lord is telling you to wake up out of your slumber. You cannot have a vision, have a purpose that you have to fulfill, and you're giving yourself over to sleep. Nothing but poverty is going to come out of that. Yes, sometimes we don't want to work. I mean, if you don't really want to work, you're malfunctioning, because God created us to work. So, okay, so you have to get to the root cause. Why don't I want to work? And what's really going on with my soul realm? Because God created us to delight in working. Adam was placed in a garden to work. He wasn't just there to look at stuff. It was to work. So we're designed to work. If you're not functioning properly, you don't like to work, you don't delight in hard work, then you need to sit with the Most High and ask Him, what is going on with my soul? Is it the type of work I'm doing? All right. Is it because this is a new thing God is calling me to? I'm afraid to do it. What is it? Am I delighting more in pleasure, in sleeping, than in working and fulfillment? Ask some questions. God will help you.